thought of the name Malayan because one of the inspirations in the creation of the school was our national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal, the pride of the Malay race, who once walked this part of the country just a little over a century ago.
Our mission is to be a global staple of excellence in professional education and research.
MCL is the #1 private school in Calabarzon.
Our mission is to provide the learning environment that would transform our students into globally competitive professionals.
To produce social wealth from the generation of new talents.
Excellence, loyalty, teamwork, discipline, and urgency. These are our core values.
To me, MCL is home.
Malayan is not just the buildings, the grounds, nor the facilities. More so, it is the people who comprise the institution. The smile of a student when he realizes that he just learned something. The embrace of friends without whom one cannot live. The values we instill, excellence and virtue.
MCL is home.
MCL is home.
MCL is home.
I am Malayan.
I am Malayan.
I am Malay.
I am Malayan.
I am Malayan.
With the COVID-19 pandemic still at large, everything is at a standstill. As days turn into months of uncertainty, Filipinos throughout the country struggle to keep themselves afloat. In these trying times, we are called to come together as one, to thrive amidst the challenges that we face. Malayan College's Laguna is steadfast in its efforts to continue surpassing the limits brought about by the situation, dedicating ourselves anew to provide a safe learning environment that would transform our students into globally competitive professionals, even in the most trying of times. Malayan College's Laguna, lighting the way to surpassing the new normal.
All that is normal may have escaped our grasp, but there is one thing that we have held tightly onto: passion. Passion is what drives us forward beyond the borders of the pandemic. Passion is why we continue to serve you quality education, whether you are in the classroom or at home. Passion is why we are ready and why we are dedicated to helping you to be ready regardless of the circumstances. Our promise of excellence and virtue remains right here. When mentoring becomes life coaching, qualified mentors beyond the four walls of the classroom, Nurturing in an online learning environment, Malayan Colleges Laguna, leading the way to surpassing the new normal. How do we deliver quality education amidst the pandemic? We make sure that you are equipped with online courses in the safety of your own home. Finding new solutions. Solutions that would help you study more and worry less during these challenging times. We believe that contributing new solutions can surpass all limits. One of the solutions is to go digital. Malayan Colleges Laguna, finding solutions to surpass the new normal.
thought of the name Malayan because one of the inspirations in the creation of the school was our national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal, the pride of the Malay race, who once walked this part of the country just a little over a century ago.
Our vision is to be a global steeple of excellence in professional education and research.
MCL is the #1 private school in Calabarzon.
Our mission is to provide the learning environment that would transform our students into globally competitive professionals.
To produce social wealth from the generation of new talents.
Excellence, loyalty, teamwork, discipline, and urgency. These are our core values.
To me, MCL is home.
Malayan is not just the buildings, the grounds, nor the facilities. More so, it is the people who comprise the institution. The smile of a student when he realizes that he just learned something. The embrace of friends without whom one cannot live. The values we instill, excellence and virtue.
MCL is home.
MCL is home.
MCL is home.
I am Malayan.
I am Malayan.
I am Malay. I am Malay. I am Malay.
Sabihan mo ko. Okay, so good afternoon to our online viewers. Thank you very much for joining us for today's Viewpoints online discussion for new students and parents. My name is Hazel. With me is Miss Mia and Professor James Ronald O. Messina. Okay,
good afternoon.
Before we start with our viewpoints today, we would like to invite our students or applicants po. New student admission for academic year 2021 to 2022 is now open. So if you're interested to submit your applications, feel free to visit our website and look for the online admission so that you can submit your application. You can also chat down your questions below and so that we can entertain them later. Okay, so next slide po. Okay, so our admissions team will be very happy to assist you with your inquiries or if you have questions regarding the admissions process and the programs that we offer. So we have here the admissions helpline. So you may call us sa numbers na nakikita niyo po below, and our office is also open Tuesdays to Saturdays. So if you're interested to visit us, please submit an appointment form so that we can also ready our office to your visit. Okay, so Malayan Colleges Laguna, ang Mapua School or MCL, Mapua University and MCM, Malayan Colleges Mindanao, ang Mapua School, is the three institutes under the YGC company. Ito po yung Yuchenko group of companies. So MCL po or Malayan Colleges Laguna is located along South Luzon Expressway. So if you wish to visit us, just take Cabuyao exit. Okay, so let me share one of the milestone of MCL. So the Commission on Higher Education grants autonomous status to Malayan Colleges Laguna, ang Mapua School. So this is the CHED Memorandum Order number 12, series of 2019. So as a younger institution in Laguna or in Calabarzon po, very happy po and grateful po si MCL community na mag-grant po sa amin yung autonomous status. So to share with you the QS University rankings, so MCL was able to get the 3 overall QS stars rating, and then 5 QS stars rating for employability, and 4 stars for facilities. our theme for this academic year is surpassing the limits of the new normal. So ano po ba yung magiging discussion po natin ngayon? So since we invited you for viewpoints, we'll be tackling about the 4 viewpoints na meron po sa atin, which is yung sa government na side and the educational institutions, parents and students. So let me invite Miss Mia to discuss about the viewpoints number 1 or the viewpoints from the government side.
Okay, so good afternoon once again to our online viewers sa 27 attendees po natin for this afternoon. So, we have this viewpoint po to discuss kung ano po yung mga kung ano yung mga viewpoint ng bawat sectors na meron tayo. So as Miss Hazel said po a while ago, we have four viewpoints na titingnan for this afternoon. So number 1 is viewpoint from the government. So since last year nagsimula yung ating pandemic situation nga, and everyone must adjust sa kung ano po yung situation na meron tayo. And as initiative po from our Department of Education, from our Secretary Briones po, ang sabi po niya last year, nung May 11, 2020, we are going into a new normal because we are creating a brave new world. And we have to start with the children to give them courage, to give them initiative, to help them look at problems realistically and to continually have hope and confidence that we will overcome, so on to the brave new world. And sabi niya din po na for the meantime, since pandemic situation nga po tayo and limited yung paglabas ng ating mga students, especially yung ating mga senior high school kasi I think yung ngayon na inaalaw po ng IATF po is 15 years old and above yung pwedeng lumabas. So mostly ng mga senior high school natin or basic education is nasa ganung age po. So hindi papayag ang ating government or ang Department of Education na ma-idle yung mga students natin. So, let's make this time po na maging learning sa kanila pa rin, na hindi po mag-stop yung ating learning sa ating mga students. Same with the Commission on Higher Education. Ang sabi po ni Sir Prospero De Vera po, na the approach to education should be anchored on the premise that learning must continue. So, nag-a-align yung statement ng Department of Education for senior high school and basic education and the Commission on Higher Education na learning must continue, quarantine or not. So, as an educational institution din po, we agree po sa ating government na syempre the student must continue learning despite po sa ating situation na meron tayo ngayon. Okay? So now let's talk about the viewpoint number 2, which is the educational institution or from educational institution. Okay po?
Yeah. Good afternoon again to our participants. So we are here to give insights about yung mga viewpoints. So nabanggit na ni Mia earlier about the stand of the government on continuously allowing the schools to operate despite the new normal. Okay, so I just want to ask Mia, kasi last year we have been running the viewpoints, and maybe we can share some of the uncertainties, yung mga common mindset ng mga parents and students natin last year about basically yung uncertainty on sending their children to school. So Hazel and Mia, you can share some, kasi kayo nakakausap ng mga parents last year, and I'm pretty much sure that our parents, yung mga nakikinig ngayon, ay makaka-relate dito sa mga questions na to that we have been trying to answer and communicate to our stakeholders since last year. So you may share some of those.
Sa mga na-encounter ko po, sir, na yung mga parents po na nakakausap namin, especially nung enrollment po, Some of them are still adjusting sa ating setup po na lahat ay online, fully online po. So, yun po.
Ayan. So, basically, totoo po yun. Kasi nga naman, sanay tayo doon sa kalakaran na pupunta lang sila sa school, then mag-enroll. Tapos, okay na. And that's something that is different ngayon. So, kanina nga po, ang unang-unang pinost namin is sarado yung school, basically because of the suspension of classes. But we can accommodate appointments for new students so that we can facilitate your admissions and enrollment. So, ayan po yung mga adjustments na pwede natin gawin. How about doon sa mga students? So, kayo din yung mga nakausap na mga students. Maybe you can share some of our milestones and good stories to tell about yung cyber camp experience ng ating mga students. Ano ba yung mga naging feedback nila? Kanina over lunch, we're talking about yung interactivity ng mga activities because yung cyber camp rather is something that our new students will definitely be excited about. So please share some of these activities that we have in the pipeline for our new students and parents.
Okay po. So, let me just share po yung isang experience ko with one of the students na nakausap ko po during enrollment. Yung experience naman po niya is, una is very curious talaga po siya sa meron sa NCL kasi most of his friends na kilala po niya talaga personally na nag-aaral po dito, very happy po when it comes to the activities or yung mga experiences po nila dito as a student sa MCL. So sila po, they joined yung cyber camp na meron po tayo nung previously nitong pinaka-recent na enrollment po natin nung summer. Nakita rin po nila or na-witness din po nila na iba rin daw po pala yung ginagawa ng isang senior high school student or na isang college student na galing sa ibang school and then they will enroll dito po sa NCL. So, nako-compare po nila at the same time, nakikita na rin po nila dun pa lang sa stage na yon na may growth po pala. Parang ganun.
Yeah.
Kasi marami rin po tayong nasi-share na ibang set of activities naman for them.
Okay, so that's basically the picture that we would like to depict as regards learning environments under the new normal. So, ang nabago lang po dito ay yung landscape natin. We have been used to sending our children to a typical school na pumapasok sila, hinahatid natin, nag-aaral sila sa loob ng classroom. Ito po ay virtual learning environments lang. So, nilipat lang natin sila doon sa online and typically, yung learning experience that we have been doing inside the classroom ay migrate natin doon sa fully online environment. And we are very happy yung mga kinukwento ni Mia and Hazel about how the parents and the students trusted Malayan College's Laguna Amapua School for the education of their children, specifically for this school year. Sobrang appreciative po namin doon sa trust and confidence na yon because as we close the enrollment period, we got close to 2,000 new students for school year 2020-2021. So, kaya po hindi po kami napapagod in organizing the viewpoints because we want to convince the parents that there are 101 reasons to trust the online system and to trust also the direction of the government not to stop learning. And that's basically what learning in the new normal is all about. Kailangan lang po talaga na medyo magtiwala tayo dun sa proseso and trust also the institution that will deliver the fully online learning for our students. Okay, so ladies, you may continue our discussion. So as to make this interactive, we'll butt in from time to time. And we'll also be flashing some questions from our participants so that we can enlighten them towards the end of the presentation. So ladies, you may pick it up from there.
Okay po. So now let's continue po the viewpoint from the educational institution. So in MCL po, we have this learning or flexible learning spaces. So hindi lang po natin i-contain yung learning ng ating mga students sa loob lang ng classroom since we need to adjust po sa situation nga na meron tayo na lahat ay nasa bahay lang, lahat tayo ay hindi pwedeng lumabas. So in MCL po, since 2007, ina-adapt na po namin yung ganitong klase ng learning. So we already parang sanay na ba ang mga MCL students namin since 2007 or 2009 na blended learning po kami. So in 2009 po, we are already using the EMCL. And nung 2015 po, we have acquired the Blackboard Learn, yung ating current na learning management system since dumadami na po yung mga students ni MCL by thousands. So, para po ma-accommodate lahat ng students natin, so we have acquired the Blackboard Learn. Most of the learning materials, lahat ng discussion, lahat ng mga needs ng student ay uploaded po dito sa Blackboard Learn. So, lahat po ma-access nila to. Kaya po siya EMCL or electronic learning is pwede po nila yung ma-access anytime, anywhere. So, mostly naman ng ating mga students ngayon, meron na silang gadgets and may mga smartphones na sila and internet connection na pwede nila ma-access yung kanilang learning materials anytime, anywhere.
Yeah.
So, in 2020, yes.
May I ask you, Mia, so we're talking here of experience basically because Mia and Hazel are both alumna of Malayan Colleges Laguna. Hindi ko na lang sasabihin yung year. Pero mga bata pa sila. So maybe you can share some of your experiences in using online. Both of you experience using EMCL in your college year. So maybe you can share some of the benefits of e-learning that we use since 2009. And at least to give our parents and our students an image and basically yung grasp of how effective and how powerful online learning is.
May I share po, nung student po ako, we are using po Edmodo. Edmodo pa po yung ginagamit namin. So, part siya ng EMCL. Before the Blackboard Learn, we are using Edmodo. So, dun sa Edmodo po, most of our learning materials din ay uploaded doon and mas mahaba yung deadlines ng mga ng quizzes, mas mahaba po yung deadline ng mga submission ng mga assignments. So, I think sa part po ng ating mga student, as part po na sa learning ng mga student, parang mas preferred po naming mga students before ay mas mahaba yung deadline ng submission ng mga activities po namin. So, yun po yung naging experience po namin during nung aming
So, yung Edmodo na yun, medyo matagal na yung Edmodo. Then we link that to EMCL. And the common notion of our students at that time was parang nakakalito kasi kalat-kalat. They're using Edmodo, they're using EMCL. That's why in 2015, we want a learning management system that houses all these learning platforms. And that's the reason why we invested on Blackboard Learn. And as a matter of fact, we are the pioneer in the region to use Blackboard Learn as a learning management system as early as 2015. That's why you're always telling the parents na kahit wala pong pandemic, kahit wala pong Taal eruption, ay ginagamit na po namin yung online learning na yan as a supplement for the instructional design that we are implementing for our students. Kaya nung magkaroon po ng pandemic ay hindi naging mahirap for our teachers to migrate their instructional materials in Blackboard Learn so that we can ensure that learning must continue. And I think in that juncture, we can give the assurance to our parents that Malayan Colleges Laguna Amapua School is number one, ready to to propel a fully online learning program for our students. Second, the readiness extends that when we are already allowed to open our doors to our students for face-to-face classes, our facilities, our teachers, the entire school are all ready to accept students for face-to-face classes. Ayan. So, kung ang pinag-uusapan kanina natin with me and Hazel ay uncertainty, sana po ay mabawasan yung uncertainty ng ating mga parents and students with that assurance that online learning works. And the beauty of having a Blackboard Learn, which is our LMS or Learning Management System, is that it organizes the learning program so that it will be more learner-centered, it will be more collaborative, and it will benefit our students both in the short run and in the long run. So, enough to say na yung mga competencies required in a typical classroom setup can also be deployed, can also be implemented in a fully online learning environment, which is Blackboard Learn. Yan. So ladies, you may continue with our next slide.
Okay po. So, nabanggit nga po namin before na yung learning management system namin na Blackboard Learn, kasama na po dito yung ating submission ng mga, gaya po ng experience ko po nung college. Ang mga submission, ang deadline ng submission namin usually is until 11:59 ng araw na yon. So, same with the same with the adjustment that we are using or that we are doing right now po in MCL, the extended learning time. So, naririnig ko po, Sir James, dun sa mga students na kakilala ko, mas mahaba daw po yung deadlines nila ngayon. Nung nag-pandemic po tayo, mas mahaba yung deadlines. Normally, yung mga professors nila prior pandemic po, binibigay 1 week lang. Ngayon po, some of the students I know na nakakapag-share po sa amin is from the first week ng term, especially for the college, first week pa lang ng term, ibinibigay na lahat ng professors nila yung mga modules para they have the whole term para po makapag-prepare, para po magawa yung kanilang mga activities. Then the deadline of those activities po is at the end of the term, parang last week na ng term. So, ayun po. And align din yan sa susunod na slide po natin, which is the self-paced learning. In MCL po, ever since naman, MCL is teaching the students or training the students na magkaroon po ng sense of responsibility. Dahil sa hindi lang po dapat, yung mga students, hindi lang po dapat lagi nakabase sa tinuturo ng professors. So, magkakaroon din po ang mga students ng sense of responsibility to study on their own. So, especially ngayong pandemic situation po na meron tayong synchronous and asynchronous, yung mga students natin, they have time, mas maraming time to study on their own, pero hindi pa rin naman po mawawala yung support ng ating mga professors. Ayun po.
Okay, so in addition to that, since we are talking of self-paced learning, one feature of our they are actually given subscription to Wiley Plus. Nakabundle po ito sa Blackboard Learn. And with this, they are given more than 10,000 titles of books that they can actually use to supplement online learning. And we also have Labster, which is a simulated laboratory software that we are using for both senior high school and college. So yung mga laboratory classes po, yung competencies na dapat ituro sa bata, makukuha na yan with the use of Labster. And other collaborative tools and materials that our faculty members are using, and the migration to these digital tools is very seamless, so to speak, because sabi ko nga po kanina, we have been using digital solutions since time immemorial, and that's something that can give all of us an assurance that we can support the learning program that we are promising to the students and the parents. Kaya nga yung sabi ko nga lagi sa parents, baka sanay tayo dun sa sistema na every time we enroll our students, after enrolling, bibili tayo ng mga talitaling textbook, di ba, sa eskwelahan. Wala po tayong ganoon sa MCL because we are giving textbooks online through Blackboard Learn. So, mahal pa nga yung textbook kasi you'll get 10 textbooks for school year, for example, for this amount. But we're talking of 10,000 titles across all disciplines for our students, which they can access in Blackboard Learn. So para kang may library na dala-dala sa cellphone mo, sa tablet mo, o sa computer mo na pwede mong i-access anytime. And kung gumagawa ka ng research, ng term paper at your own time, kaya nga self-paced learning, nasusupport yung mga ganong alternative strategies to learn beyond the four walls of the classroom. Ayan. So we can continue, Mia.
Okay po. Sa next slide po natin, so since I think all of us are still waiting sa announcement ng government na magkaroon na tayo ng face-to-face classes, and we hope na sooner ay magkita-kita na po ulit yung mga students natin. So, pero once na i-allow na tayo ng ating government na magkaroon ng face-to-face, i-comply pa rin po natin yung mga protocols na binibigay po ng government. So, before po, prior pandemic, sa isang classroom po, ang kasya sa isang classroom is 40 students. So, that's the maximum students per classroom. Pero once we will resume sa class natin, or once we resume the face-to-face, i-reduce po natin yung ating class size. So, from 40, possible maging 15 to 20 students na lang tayo sa isang classroom. Gaya po ng nakikita po ninyo sa screen, yung nasa right side po, yan po yung parang sample ng magiging itsura ng ating classroom. So, pagbalik po natin, hopefully po ay malapit na po tayo magkaroon ng face-to-face. So, ganyan po yung magiging itsura, and we will still follow kung ano po yung protocols na binibigay po ng government. Okay po. So, next po is the viewpoint number 3, which is from the parents and the learners. So, if may questions po ang ating mga viewers po, you may ask questions po.
Yeah, so while waiting for the questions, maybe we can share some of the frequently asked questions from our students and parents that we can share to our viewers and listeners. Ano ba yung mga kadalasan ilang tanong sa calls, sa Facebook, sa mga text messages, sa email? So let us pick some of those and i-Q&A natin dito para inform yung ating mga listeners about yung mga tanong na yon, and definitely nakaka-relate sila dyan.
Siguro po, sir, I can share po yung frequently na nare-receive ko po na concerns, like pwede po ba silang mag-enroll dito sa MCL even if nasa province pa po sila, yung no chance pa po talaga na biyahe dito papunta sa MCL to enroll, or in case na magkaroon tayo ng face-to-face classes, if they can still join as yung sa fully online po.
Okay, ano ba yung ibang mga kadalasang mga concerns nila? We discussed the online admissions and enrollment procedures. I'm sure our parents will be interested about the process. So let us have a run-through of the procedures so that they can follow, and we can assist them further.
Okay. Sige po. So for the step-by-step application procedure, so first po is we need to submit your application through the online admission, which you can be found sa website po ni MCL, or itong link na nakikita nyo po, yung join.mcl.edu.ph. Madadirect na po kayo dyan dun sa application natin. And then once submitted po, makaka-receive po kayo ng acknowledgement email from the admissions team. Ito na po yung pinaka-confirmation po natin na na-receive po namin yung application nyo. Once na makakuha po kayo ng ganyan, you may proceed to step 3, pay the application fee. So you have two options this time. So number 1 is on-site po tayo magbabayad. Pwede po kayo magpa-set ng appointment to visit our treasury department or our cashier para po doon sa inyong billing for the application fee of 400 pesos. Or yung pangalawa po nating option is to pay off-site. So saan po ba yung mga off-site payment channels natin? So pwede po tayo magbayad through GCash, pwede pong RCBC over the counter or RCBC online banking. We also have Cebuana Luwelier or M Luwelier. Ayan. So, pwede nyo rin po itong mabisita sa Treasury Office page po ng website para po makita nyo po yung instructions. Anyway, we'll be sending naman po the procedure sa registered email address nyo once na mag-request na po kayo for billing. Okay, so next step po, after paying the application fee, kindly send us the proof of payment or kahit po screenshot lang po or picture nyo lang po yung resibo nyo, send it to the admissions email. So yun po yung admissions@mcl.edu.ph. So once we receive your proof of payment po, i-ready na po namin ngayon yung letter of acceptance na ibibigay po namin sa inyo through email din po ito. So nandito na po yung ating guidelines for the enrollment and the requirements needed. Okay, so step 5 po, ayan na po yung ating enrollment which will open ng June 1, 2021. Okay?
Okay, kaya linawin lang po namin, pinakamabilis po talaga na matandaan yan ay simulan. Yun po ang first step, which is start with step 1, which is go to our website and fill up the open admissions. And from there po, sunod-sunod na po yan, i-guide na po kayo ng mga enrollment advisors na naka-assign sa inyo. Tatawagan po nila kayo at pwede nyo rin po silang tawagan. Hiniwa-hiwalay na po natin yung groupings nila to make sure na merong sasalo dun sa inyong application at mag-guide sa inyo in the process. So for surnames A to C, you will be assisted by Miss Hazel. For surnames D to L, Miss Shai, M to R, Miss Mia, and S to Z, Miss Ia. Okay, so yan po yung mga enrollment advisors na mag-guide sa inyo dun sa procedures. Basically, online nga po ito, kaya mas lalo pong kailangan natin ng facilitation, and our admissions team will be happy to guide you as we go along with the process of admissions and enrollment. So I believe we have questions now from our viewers. We will be glad to answer your concerns. We have one here from Diane. Once the government allows the assumption of face-to-face classes, will the students have the option to attend classes either online or face-to-face? Or will the attendance in the latter be required? Ayan. So, ganito po ang stand ng eskwelahan dyan sa bagay na yan. Once po napayagan na ng gobyerno na magbukas, definitely we will open. But if the stakeholders, the parents and the students have personal reservations considering the safety and wellness of the family or the student concerned at ayaw niyang mag-enroll or rather ayaw niyang pumasok because of the danger, pwede niyo po yung i-coordinate because that's one of the promises of flexible learning na hindi naman po natin pwedeng baliwalain yung takot ng mga magulang. Okay? So that's number 1. Second, so lumalabas po ngayong taon, medyo hindi pa po malinaw na magkakaroon ng face-to-face classes. Ito naman po ay pananaw ko lamang. At the rate that we are going with the vaccination program, meron po tayong prioritization at nakakalungkot man pong isipin yung school-age children, yung mga age na pumapasok sila, senior high school or college, hindi sila nakasama dun sa priorities or top priorities for the vaccination. And it goes without saying na habang nagba-vaccination yung mga priority, dapat kontrolin natin yung mobility ng mga hindi pa priority dahil potential carrier sila ng infection. So ano yung mangyayari? Hindi mo na natin papayagan yung mobility ng mga bata. And yun po ang epekto niyan. Schools will remain closed, classes will remain suspended, and this is the time that we keep an open mind for us to appreciate the benefits of online learning. And palagay ko po, relate na relate dyan si Dayan dahil yung worry about the safety of the students ay swak dyan sa direction na yan na fully online yung ating yung fully online yung school year na to until such time that the government allows face-to-face classes. And another good news is that we are actually granted by the Commission on Higher Education the authority to offer fully online programs. So ito po yung even beyond the pandemic, dire-diretso po ito. Kung 3 years o 4 years yung program, dire-diretso ito na fully online yung schooling ng bata at magkakadegree siya. So, bagong-bago po itong balita na to. So, kung college student po siya at gusto niyang kumuha ng information technology, gusto niyang kumuha ng electronics engineering, gusto niyang kumuha ng industrial engineering, yung tatlong programs na yan, ulitin ko po, ECE, IE, and IT. Yan po ay merong components na fully online. Huwag po tayo malilito. May traditional programs po na hindi fully online at meron tayong IE, IT, at ECE na fully online. So, in the entire duration of the program that the student intends to take, that will be fully online. Para po yan sa mga nagwo-worry about the safety and health of the students o kaya naman yung mga adult learners who are very much capable to digest the lessons in a fully online setup, then that program is for you. Okay, hindi ko lang sure if we have the material here, the teaser for our fully online programs, but you can actually see that in our Facebook page and in the website. And better, you can call our helplines, our admissions helpline, so that we can discuss in brief the fully online programs that we are offering. Okay, so Dayan, thank you very much for the question. I hope I was able to answer that. Definitely to categorically answer that, yes, you will be allowed, especially for the first months of when the face-to-face classes will be allowed because we need to be flexible with that. Okay? Quarter SEM scheme na ba ang MCL like Mapua? No, we are following the trimester plus. So we have 3 terms, 3 academic terms in a year, Eduardo. So we're not following the quarter system of Mapua. And the reason why we chose to apply or to implement the trimester plus since 2007 is it basically gives flexibility and more opportunity for the students to focus on their studies because basically it's longer, 12 weeks, and the load of the students is only limited to 15 to 18 per term. So mas manageable yan for our students. And for more than a decade that Malayan Colleges Laguna Amapua School has been operating in the trimester plus system, medyo maraming success stories. So mas naging focus yung mga students and they opted to be more to acquire the virtue and the habit of being a lifelong learner among our students. Ayan. So yun yung benefit ng trimester plus that MCL is offering. Thank you for that question, Eduardo. Yan. So I would like to know, this one is from Christine Zamora. I would like to know how many minimum units are required per SEM in chemical engineering. Ano kaya ibig sabihin ng minimum? Minimum is 15 basically. But students, even though we discourage this, students may go under load. Diba? Pero yung regular load for our program offerings is 15 to 18. Okay? Hindi natin dinadagdagan ng sobra sa 18 dahil hindi na yan manageable for our students. Wala na silang, magiging mga zombies na sila. Wala na silang social life. Diba? Tapos magreklamo sa mga magulang na burned out na sila. Ayaw naman nating mangyari yung mga ganun. Kaya tinan niyo naman si Mia at si Hazel, batang-bata pa sila. Mga graduates po sila ng MCL kasi may mga social life po kami. Ayan, kasama na ako doon sa kami. Ayan. Thank you very much for that question. We enjoy the discussion. Kaya magtanong pa po kayo ng madami. At ito po ay sasagutin ngayon ni Hazel from CD. In-email na po yung receipt ng admission pero wala pong na-receive na acceptance letter. Ayan.
Okay. Ayan po. So, most likely po, na-receive na po namin yung inyong admission fee or yung transaction slip. And then, we normally acknowledge na na-receive na po namin yon. And yung acceptance letter po kasi, hindi pa po talaga kami nag-release as of this moment. So, inaayos po kasi namin siya consisting po nung ating admission and enrollment guidelines. So, please stand by po siguro muna tayo while we wait for the acceptance letter. Rest assured naman po that we will notify you once it becomes available. So, we'll just fixing lang po yung ating enrollment process and schedule.
Actually, meron na po. Meron ng enrollment process except that we are fine-tuning it dahil take note, June 1, 2021 pa naman talaga yung enrollment nyo. You cannot enroll, if you are a college freshman, you cannot enroll without the high school report card. So we are making arrangements with some schools. Actually, pinapasurvey namin yan. Kailan ba matatapos yung school year nila? Kasi kung hindi naman sila matatapos ng May, tapos in-announce natin na June 1 yung enrollment, baka lalong magkagulo yung ating mga students. That's why we really had to defer the issuance of the acceptance letter dahil nakalagay na doon yung specific enrollment instruction. Ayaw naman natin na magbibigay tayo ngayon ng letter, then later on binabawi natin o binabago natin yung rules because of the changes in the academic calendar of our partner schools. So, apologies kung medyo nag-worry ka, CD, for, tanggap ba ako, nagbayad na ako ng application, mukhang wala pang linaw kung tanggap ako. Definitely, tanggap ka, ako na nagsasabi, dahil tayo ay open admissions. Except that, please bear with us na yung acceptance letter will contain the complete instruction for enrollment. So, immediately once na ma-fine-tune natin yung detalye at medyo sigurado na tayo sa pacing ng mga academic calendar ng ibang schools, then we will release the acceptance letter. And ano gagawin natin, ladies, para dun sa mga students na nagbayad na ng application, tiyak ko, meron dito ng mga yon, meron tayong admissions kit, tama, na ibibigay sa kanila. So maybe we can inform them about how to claim it by visiting on-site.
Okay po. So, in claiming po the admission kit, so for those na nakapag-send na po sa amin ng kanilang proof of payment and acknowledge na po na na-receive namin yung inyong proof of payment, you may visit MCL. We are strictly by appointment po. So the link for the form will be is already posted sa aming website. And madali po ninyong access doon yung ating appointment form. So by booking po or by appointment ang ating pagpunta, since we are practicing or nililimit po natin yung ating yung crowd sa pagpunta sa MCL. Ayun po.
Ayan. So by appointment po, hindi namin nire-recommend na sadyain nyo kasi kung magdadaan naman po kayo sa Kabuyao Exit, you can always drop by MCL to claim your admission kit provided meron po kayong appointment. Ilagay nyo lang po na ang bibisitahin nyo doon ay admissions office and yun po, mananote na po yun ng security office and we can give you your MCL admissions kit. Ayan. Ano ba yung laman ng ating admissions kit na parang pili ko ay bagay na bagay ngayong summer kahit di sila makakapag-gala?
Ang laman po ng admissions kit natin, sir, for this year is bucket hat. Tapos, we have bags, yung foldable bag. And mask, syempre po. Mask.
Yan. So ano po yan? Patterned yan after our protocols against COVID-19. So mamimili po kayo kung anong gusto nyo. Bag, bucket hat, and other freebies, other signature items of Malayan Colleges Laguna, Mapua School, so that nag-a-apply pa lang kayo, meron na kayong nakukuhang MCL spirit sa inyo. Okay. Meron ba tayong other concerns? Yan. So Hazel, you may want to answer this. Nagbibigay pa po ba ng scholarship for the incoming first year college?
Yes po, meron pa rin po tayong scholarship offerings for freshmen. Meron po tayo kasing guidelines for that before na kailangan po natin mag-entrance examination. However, right now po kasi, since wave po yung entrance examination po natin, we are still coordinating with our student affairs office kung ano po yung mas applicable po or mas safe for the students na ibigay po ng MCL in order for them to take pa rin po yung entrance examination for the scholarship. So please stand by lang po muna for now.
Okay. So basically po yung scholarship natin ay competitive. So we will be organizing an on-site exam, scholarship exam for our applicants na nag-aspire for scholarship. So syempre po, pag sinabi nating scholar, talagang dapat competitive yung pagkakuha niya niyan. So we do not want to have it online. We'll schedule it on-site. We are just waiting for, well, number one, kailangan ba naka-enroll na sila? And later on, we'll be scheduling the on-site exam without violating the quarantine restrictions and the protocols for safety. Okay? Nagsalita daw si Hazel kung may bucket hat ba dyan. Kaya dapat sa susunod, dinedemo natin yung mga items natin for MCL. Diba? Para makita rin ng ating mga participants na what they will get, they will receive from our admissions team as they claim their admissions kit. Okay. So again, another question from Dian. What can I expect in the BA Communications program? Okay. So Mia, dahil ikaw ay CAS alumna, maybe you can help Dian be convinced with taking the communications program. So let me steer the discussion. What's the difference between multimedia arts and communications program?
During our time po kasi, combination siya before, sir, multimedia, para ABCom multimedia, para major namin before is multimedia. Ngayon po, mas maganda po yung naging curriculum ng ating mga students na pinaghiwalay yung multimedia and communication. Kasi mas na-identify ng mga graduates kung saan ba sila patungo, kung anong path po ba. So for communication, I think for their curriculum, meron silang tatlong majors na pagpipilian po ng mga students natin. That's I think related po dyan yung parang political science, then they have the new media, and meron din I think more on sa arts. So later on po, mas madidiscuss naman din po ang mga programs later on sa mga viewpoints na susunod natin, mga viewpoint sessions na susunod po. So I hope you could still join with us sa mga susunod po na viewpoint session po namin na specifically sa bawat programs na ino-offer po ni MCL. Pero for BA Communication po, please expect po na syempre mas marami po tayong yung mga students, mas marami silang matututunan when it comes sa media, especially ngayon na very tawag dito, very in demand yung use ng social media, in demand yung use ng media, of course, yung mga TV network. So, mas marami tayong makukuhang insights po pag nag-enroll po yung student sa BA
Ayan.
Communication.
So, to further assist diyan, tuloy natin yung recitation, Mia. So, I will be asking you some questions. Sabihin mo kung ano ba ang applicable. BA Com, MMA, or pwedeng both.
Okay
Okay?
po.
So, to assist diyan. So, what if I would like to enter the law school after taking a degree program, which is more appropriate as a pre-law, but communications pa rin yung program?
I think ang mas aligned po, sir, is BA Communication since for MCL po na program natin for BA Communication, yun nga po, we have this tawag dito, we have
Political
this
communications yun eh, yung track na yun.
political communication. Yes, we have political communication po na pipiliin po nila yon once they reach their third year. So, mas doon na po magpo-focus yung kanila pong study for
Okay, what if I want to be like Mike Enriquez, a broadcast journalist? Which one will I take? MMA or BA Com?
They can take both po, yung combination ng MMA and communication. Kasi pagdating naman sa reporting or sa pagbabalita, sir, the student must know kung ano yung mga basic ethics pagdating sa journalism and also the technical aspect ng ating pagbabalita. So I think both are applicable po when if the student wants to become a reporter din po.
Okay, what if I want to become a graphic artist or creative director after graduation?
For if you want to be a graphic artist po, I think mas better kung kumuha po tayo ng multimedia arts. So, ang MMA po in MCL is really focused po siya sa technical. Kaya po siya pinaghiwalay, mas maganda na magkahiwalay yung MMA and Com. Kasi pag MMA yung tinake mo, mostly or mas marami kang mga subjects na mapag-aaralan po ninyo is technical. So, nandiyan yung pagli-layout ng layout ng designing, advertising, and pati production, yung mga technical sides po. So, parang mas focus po yung pag-aaral po ng student. So, yeah.
Yeah, what if I want to be a creative director but focusing on animation?
Same po, they may take MMA. So, mas aligned po yung MMA din sa kung gusto po niya maging creative director and graphic design. Ang MMA naman po kasi is very broad yan, kaya po siya multimedia. So, madami pong sakop siya. So, ayun po.
Okay, what if I want to have a career in stage play, for example? I want to be a director or a cast in a play because that's my passion.
They can take po, I think they can take still multimedia kasi MMA po. Kasi meron pa rin yan technical side din kasi, sir. Though,
Pero artist. They want to be an artist.
Artist. So, I think pwede pong both, sir, communication and multimedia. Dahil sa both naman na programs po, pinag-aaralan po nila or meron tayong courses during my time po ng student. We have this theater arts na course. So, lahat po kaming MMA students, MMA, BA Com, MMA, lahat po kami is naka-experience din ng theater arts. So, kung gusto po ng student na mag-pursue sa theater, ayan, sa theater, so pwede po sila mag-take ng both na
Ayan.
programs.
So to answer the questions of Dian and Janelle about the expectations, mas magandang masagot yan kung magkakaroon tayo ng self-assessment. Diba? What are my skills and competencies? If I am leaning towards the communication part, magaling ako magsulat, magaling ako magsalita, I am expressive in terms of literature and formal communication, then we recommend, even though sabi nga ni Mia kanina, both, we recommend that you take BA Communications. Pero kung ikaw yung merong expertise sa photography, video production, graphic design, motion graphics, and animation, more on the technical side, paggamit ng Adobe Creative Suites, Adobe Photoshop, Adobe InDesign, Adobe yung mga ginagamit sa video production like Final Cut Pro and Premiere, dun yung passion mo sa video editing, animation, we would recommend that you take the Multimedia Arts program. Okay, so yun yung hatian nilang dalawa. So imagine natin nga, mas maganda yung maintindihan kung i-imagine natin yung actual na industry setup. Halimbawa, pumunta ka sa ABS-CBN studio. Yung mga broadcast journalists o kaya yung mga gumagawa ng creatives, diba? Pagpasok mo halimbawa sa publishing, tawag ito, yung ABS-CBN publishing. For example, yung mga sumusulat doon, yung mga nagko-conceptualize ng mga articles and magazines, pati yung lumalabas sa online, ang nagko-conceptualize niyan ay yung mga BA Communications major. Ang nag-e-execute niyan, which is gumagawa ng mga graphic design, gumagawa ng layout ng magazine, gumagawa ng mga posts sa Facebook, at gumagawa ng mga short videos and advertisements, ang gumagawa niyan ay yung mga BA Multimedia Arts students. So magkahiwalay sila ng trabaho kasi magkaiba din sila ng competencies and skills. Ngayon, kung ikaw yung sana all, di ba, na type ng tao na magaling ka na magsulat, magaling ka na mag-conceptualize, magaling ka pa sa software, eh, ikaw na si Sia, di ba? So pwede kang mag-take nung dalawang programs na yon, di ba? So may mga ganong individuals na, di ba, creative na sila at the same time expert pa sila sa content, then you can actually take both. Ayan. So siguro tech team, you can share some yung photo ni, ano ba yun sa PowerPoint natin, of Ann Ramsey. Di ba? Anong tawag kay Ann Ramsey sa ABS-CBN? Si DJ Ann Ramsey, tama? So Ann was actually our student of multimedia arts, and now she's with ABS-CBN and she's making a name for herself. Lumabas nga yata siya sa Showtime, tama?
Tawag na Tanghal.
Bago mag-pandemic, tama ba?
Opo.
Yeah, then occasionally may mga shows siya. Maybe we can show our audience a photo of Ann para makilala siya. And graduate siya ng MMA, and we would say na nandoon siya sa part ng communication. Di ba? But when she graduated, we are sure naman that she is also well-grounded on the use of technology as far as multimedia arts is concerned. Yan. So tama po yung mga tanong tungkol doon sa differentiation ng MMA at saka COM. Kasi baka mamaya pag nanodoon ka na sa programa at saka masasabi, parang hindi ako nagdirito. Diba? Bakit parang hindi ako dapat dito? So mahirap yung ganoon. Kaya tama po na nagpa-participate kayo sa Viewpoints. And as Mia mentioned, we will be organizing a specific Viewpoint session for multimedia arts and communication programs Siguro mga bandang April or May yan. Pangako namin sa inyo yan, ipopost namin yung mga schedule sa Facebook, i-email blast namin sa inyo yan, popost namin sa website. So yung may mga specific concerns na direkta sa program, gusto ko mag-engineering, gusto ko makausap yung program chair, yung dean, gusto ko magtanong, lahat po yan, lahat ng colleges and programs magkakaroon ng kanilang viewpoint session this coming April and May. Abangan nyo po yan and you can join those sessions and yun, tanong nyo po lahat ng mga specific concerns ninyo even though nakapagbigay na ako ng introduction about the difference between multimedia arts and com. May tanong tayo dito kay Harry. Siguro Harry talaga to. Ang name niya. So, Hazel, you can answer. Meron po bang gadgets or devices na i-require for multimedia arts? Yan. So, we have a slide for that so that you can be guided on the gadgets to be used for multimedia arts.
Okay, so ito naman po is recommended lang naman po for MMA. Okay, ayan, yung processor po niya, it's supposedly 9th gen Intel Core i5 or higher. Memory po at least 8 gig with provision for expansion. And then storage po at least 500. Graphic card at least 2 gig if built-in or 8 gig for dedicated webcam. Okay, then for the accessories, webcam, microphone, headset, pen, tablet. And of course, yung software po, Adobe Creative Cloud.
Okay, so yun po. So kagaya ng sabi niya, it's recommended. Pero kaya po ganyan kataas yung specifications niyan dahil yung mga everyday po natin will agree with me. Ito po mga ganitong computers na to ay investment for 2 reasons. Number 1, gagamitin nila yan 3-4 na taon hanggang matapos yung program. Pangalawa po, meron tayong mga estudyante na madiskarte sa buhay na estudyante pa lang ay rumaraket na. So, paano rumaraket? Kumukuha ng mga trabahong graphic design, kumukuha ng video editing, kumukuha ng mga wedding, ng mga events, at nagagamit po nila yung mga computers na yan doon sa mga racket na yon at pinapakinabangan na nila. So, yun din po yung gusto naming i-share sa mga parents and students, yung entrepreneurial side ng kanilang craft o ng kanilang program. So, ang hirap naman na nag-aaral ka, then hindi ka makapag-render ng videos dahil 4 gig lang o 8 gig lang yung memory ng computer. Di ba? Kaya ang recommended nga po ay at least 8 gig pero meron siyang dedicated for the graphics o yung video card na tinatawag. Kasi pagdating po sa mga HD na mga videos ay mahihirapan siyang makadevelop ng mga projects. And yun nga, napakatagal ng rendering kaya kailangan ng mataas na memory. Baka nga kailangan itaas na natin to team. Gawin na natin 16 gig yung recommendation for MMA and com. 16 gig memory for 2 reasons. Number 1, yun talaga yung kailangan sa rendering ng mga graphic design. Pangalawa, yung diferensya po ng 8 gig at saka 16 gig, baka mga 2,000 to 3,000 pesos lang. So baka mamaya po mag-upgrade kayo after 1 to 2 years, magalit pa kayo kay Hazel dahil na-recommend lang ay 8 gig. Tapos, gumagapang sa rendering. Ayan. So, yun po ang mga recommendations. And kagaya ng lagi ko sinasabi, ang tingin po natin long term. Hindi lang po yung para sa isang subject, hindi lang yung para sa isang taon, kundi yung tatagal po at mapapakinabangan nila all throughout. Ayan. Meron pa ba tayong other concerns and questions? Yan, total units for mechanical engineering and how many years to finish if trimester. Our engineering programs are 4 years. Tama? So as regards the number of units, meron pong magandang, pag sinabi ko po kasi dito yan, tiyak meron kayong follow-up na tanong. So paki-email po yung aming admissions@mcl.edu.ph. We will reply o kaya itawagan ninyo or i-text yung aming helplines. I-discuss po namin sa inyo yung detalye ng curriculum para mas maintindihan po natin yung direksyon ng Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering. Pero ang direksyon po niyan ay ang specialization po na pinupush ng Mapua Institute of Technology at Laguna, which is MCL's College of Engineering, is basically on renewable energy. Ayan. So, yan po yung naging advocacy ngayon ng college for ME. So, actually, kagaya ng sinabi ko, we will have another session of viewpoints just for the College of Engineering. And I think we have scheduled that already. Tama ba? Parang it's April 10. Tama ba, Step? April 10 for Mapua Institute of Technology at Laguna in the afternoon. Hindi pa nila alam yan, nauna nyo pang malaman. Pero matutuloy yan April 10 ng hapon. Ipopost namin yan sa Facebook and website. So, join po kayo doon para mas maintindihan niyo yung BS Mechanical Engineering. Konting yabang lang sa ME. That's one of our biggest programs. That's the number one yabang. That's one of our biggest programs. Second, it's one of our programs with the highest passing rate. I think they were able to maintain 92 or 90% passing rate since 2012. And our ME program made us to the top 2 most preferred or top schools in Calabarzon in terms of participation or other performance in the licensure examination for ME. Ayan. So, congratulations sa college and sana po mas dumami ang estudyante ng ME na yan. Bakit? Sa dami po ng proyekto ngayon sa Pilipinas at sa abroad, hindi po mawawalan ng trabaho ang ating mga mechanical engineering graduates. Pwede silang pumunta sa maintenance, pwede silang pumunta sa renewable energy, pwede silang pumunta sa mga makina, marami silang pwedeng puntahan. Pwede silang pumunta sa air conditioning. So those are the different fields that our ME graduates actually plan after graduation. And take note, those are the booming industries at present. Ayan. So, yan po yung mga good points about the mechanical engineering program. Thank you all for raising the question. Meron pa ba tayong other questions na kailangan sagutin para sa ating mga listeners and viewers? Parang wala na, ano? Happy na sila sa ating viewpoints. Last na lang po, we will be flashing again our helplines para po mag-guide ng ating mga students pag may mga specific concerns on admissions procedure, specific concerns on the curriculum, on the program. Ayan po, email nyo kami, tawagan nyo kami or i-text, and we will be happy to entertain your concerns. Another option is for you to join the next Viewpoints, which we are going to run next Saturday, March 27, 2021. Ang college po ay morning, and in the afternoon, we'll be talking about senior high school programs. So kung meron po kayo mga kakilala na pwedeng mag-join, interesado sa college and senior high school programs, save the date, March 27, 10 a.m. to 12 noon for college, and 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. for senior high school. Registration is required so that we can share the links to you. So please register through our registration system. Scan nyo lang po yung QR code na yan at ang link din po ay nasa Facebook caption. Okay? Meron pa bang pahabol na tanong? Yan, so parang wala na. And as promised, the recording of this Viewpoint session will be posted in our YouTube channel. Paki-subscribe po at i-check nyo, i-share yung mga videos ng Viewpoints para po mas ma-inform yung ating mga stakeholders, ating mga kaibigan, kakilala, kamag-anak kaabutan ng ginataan paghapon para sila ay ma-inform about everything on education is going smooth and well at Malayan Colleges Laguna as we surpass the limits of the new normal. And at this juncture, I would like to end the viewpoints with this African proverb na whenever I see this, I become very happy. Number one, matatapos na, makakahinga na si Hazel and Mia. And at the same time, napakaganda naman talaga yung message niya. Sabi, it takes a village to raise a child. And this is a photo taken from the July 9, 2019 graduation of Malayan Colleges Laguna Senior High School. We had 1,200 graduates at the time, and that prompted us to hold it at PICC. And what is so significant and touching about this is, number one, we all aim at having a good life. So kung tayo ay estudyante, gusto natin ng maayos na trabaho, gusto natin ng maayos na career, gusto natin ng direksyon sa buhay. Kung tayo naman ay mga magulang, many of us are still thinking along the line na wala akong maipapamana sa iyo kundi ang edukasyon. And that's also the same thing. That's why it's important that we invest on education, and we invest on education through an institution that shares the same sentiment and shares the same dream for our students. Nevertheless, we need to always go back to the message of this African proverb. It takes a whole village to raise a child. Yung success po ng mga students natin ay guaranteed at mas matamis kung ito po ay pinagtutulong-tulungan ng buong community o buong village. Nandiyan ang suporta ng mga magulang, nandiyan ang suporta ng mga kamag-anak, kaibigan, ng community, ng pamilya, so that yung mga values na dapat ma-acquire ng mga bata paglabas ng eskwelahan ay naituturo sa pamayanan at sa loob ng pamilya. And that is the partnership that we are always thankful to the parents and families who have supported Malayan Colleges Laguna Amapua School since 2007. And that makes us extra special in celebrating the milestones of our alumni. Ito po yung ilan sa kanila. And the families who trusted MCL. We have here a family wherein all 4 children graduated from MCL, and they are now starting to build their own careers in the industries. And that's basically what it takes a village to raise a child, the proverb means. Okay? So, ang school po ay nandito to provide the learning program that will support the total human development of the person. Ito po yung mga anak ninyo. But kailangan po natin ng mas malaking suporta from the parents and the family para mas maging effective yung ating pagtuturo sa mga bata. At the end of the day, there are only 3 things that the students must learn through the help of Malayan Colleges Laguna. And what are these 3 things? Knowledge, skills, and attitude. At ito po ay hindi kayang ituro sa eskwelahan lamang. Dapat po itong ma-reinforce sa pamilya at sa pamayanan. And that's what the proverb, it takes a village to raise a child, means. Okay? Maraming salamat po sa ating mga attendees for the March 20, 2021 College Edition of Viewpoints. Sana po ay lagi po kayong safe at sana po ay lagi kayong ligtas, and sana po matapos itong pandemya na to. But along the way, let us all join hands in surpassing the limits of the new normal. On behalf of our President, Dr. Reynaldo B. Vea, who's also the President of Mapua University, we wish everyone a very meaningful discussion as we end these viewpoints. Sana po hindi dito matapos, because we will be happy to receive calls, texts, and emails from you so that we can answer them one by one. So, Mia and Hazel, meron pa ba tayong nakalimutan?
I think wala na po, sir. Okay na po.
So thank you, Mia and Hazel, for joining me in Viewpoints. for March 20, 2021. Ingat po tayong lahat and have a good day sa ating lahat. Take note of our helplines and please tag along all your friends and relatives who might be interested with our senior high school and college program offerings. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat.